That's why people get mad. That's why people hate on the industry, because they're hating on themselves. And I hate to say it that way.
Hello lovely people, my name is Emma. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you haven't been here before. Today we're going to play bingo, because I'm elderly. Also, I don't know if you can tell, I don't think it's too bad. I went out in the sun today for a picnic to say goodbye to a co-worker. I haven't spent that long in the sun for like over a year. And for some reason, the only things that have gone red are the bridge of my nose and this one part of this arm. Nowhere else. I have made myself, with the help of a few lovely patrons, an MLM bingo card. That should be available on the community tab for you to download so you can play along, take it to other videos, use it when you're scrolling Instagram. I don't know, could be fun. I think it's going to be fun. And we're just going to see how we get on looking at some MLM content with the old bingo. I've taken some screenshots and I've got some little bits that I want to look at, but I also want to look at some videos, so there's a chance this will end up being a multi-parter, depending on how invested in the videos I am. This first video is half an hour, so I'm not going to name check this person. She has over 10 times the Instagram followers I do, but fewer YouTube views. I don't think I would classify her as a public figure. I don't think it's fair to out her just in case. So this will be a creepy faceless thing. She does MLM and she gives you tips and advice on network marketing, and I scanned through a little bit of this video called Fear and Stigma in Network Marketing, and just from scanning through it quickly I hit a couple of things on my MLM bingo card, so I thought that would be quite a good one to look at. So let's get our dabbers at the ready. Do catnip hail Lucifer. So, fear and stigma in network marketing.
Hello! No makeup tutorial today.
I think this is unique. Yeah, it's unique. She starts off and she's like, no makeup tutorial today, because I thought she was going to say no. She starts saying no makeup and I was like, good. So she does unique. So this is a unique salesperson. Unless she's specifically showing a product, almost all of her posts don't specify the company. They do that a lot anyway. That should probably be on the bingo card, actually. If we find one that isn't really working on the bingo card, not saying the name of the company should replace it, because that's such a thing. But also I think she's trying to appeal to network marketers in general, so it kind of makes sense.
I like to talk about the stigmas and the fears a lot around the industry, just because I want to make it more normal and realize that all the things you hear don't have to be the way you hear it, you know? Like,
I love that. All the things you hear don't have to be the way you hear it. You can convert things into your own interpretation based on what you're taught through network marketing. Like, so if somebody says something negative, you can use your brain to switch it into something positive, or something where they're wrong and you don't have to listen. That is very healthy. You should never listen to outside critiques. Man, that arm is red. That one bit of arm is red.
It is just a lot of fear-based stuff, you know?
Fear-based stuff.
Stuff that is not even legit. It's just a lot of people's fears speaking, okay? And so...
Okay, bear that in mind, everyone. It's just fears speaking. It's not legit. I mean, obviously this is a 30-minute video, so we assume she's going to specify. But at the moment, she's not specified anything, so it's almost like any criticism, it's not legit. But she's not even talking about a specific company yet. Like, how do we know if it's legit?
I wanted to kind of address a lot of those natural fears and maybe why people even have those fears, okay? So I'm not scripting this, so if you hear me with my so's and my ums, I'm sorry. But
Girl, don't even worry about it. I say this every single time we do one of these. They're always so nice. The people that take off doing the kind of inspirational speaking side of multi-level marketing are always so personable, and they come across as super down-to-earth and genuine. And it's just like such a waste. You could be doing motivational speaking about something really positive and people would want to engage because you come across so lovely. I just think it's such a waste.
It's a topic that I've talked about a lot, and in fact that's a big reason why I even started the hashtag classy boss.
Hashtag classy boss.
Personal brand has always been, but as I started growing teams in this industry and with different companies, I I kind of started naming my team zone the Classy Boss Tribe, and that's...
Ooh, Classy Boss Tribe. It's unbelievable that there's nothing in there that is on here. I mean, does that count as a girl boss? I feel like Classy Boss Tribe might count as girl boss. I'm gonna go with that one.
It's just because I want to promote classy marketing in this.
I feel like we're back on Classically Abby.
Wrong. And I think a lot of it comes from really old school ideas and people not progressing in the industry. I mean, it's a very fast moving industry, but a lot of the mentality of the home-based party can still be found in the industry. And so I think that's where a lot of it stems from, is just really...
So she makes actually a very valid point here that I want to acknowledge, because it's only fair to acknowledge the good and the bad, of course. That is our way. We are the nice, considerate people. We don't shit on anyone. We shit on the companies, not the people. So she makes a very good point here, which is that a lot of the problems in the industry, and I suppose her perspective would be with the stigma, comes from home sales and the kind of fast-paced, quick sales environment that MLM used to be and isn't so much anymore. It does lean more into regular network marketing now with how it functions online. It's getting closer to what normal affiliate marketing is. It's obviously still littered with all of the problems that we always talk about. I think it's a valid point. I think it's a valid point to acknowledge that the fast sales, hitting people with hard sales pitches, is something that people really shouldn't be doing anymore, not only because it's bad, but because that doesn't really function as a part of the modern business, which is fair enough. I think she's right. And I gotta give her that. I gotta give her that when she's right. What does that say? Oh, it says killing it, but it's mirrored. I see.
So if I go cold message 100 people right now about my products, I might get a sale. I might get 5 sales. I might even, who knows? I might even get 10 sales. But it was tacky, it was icky, it was salesy. The person's not really there's no relationship there.
She goes on, again, very valid points that I think definitely should be taught to people in network marketing. So this is one of when it's actually on the bingo card as well, this thing that I'm about to talk about. A lot of the time when you critique the business model of multi-level marketing, people involved in those companies will say it's on the individual. It's the individuals doing X, Y, and Z, unethical behavior. It's not the company's fault that they do that. And that's where I fundamentally disagree, because things like don't cold message, absolutely something that a lot of intelligent people in network marketing, like this woman, are trying to tell others. And she's so right. I wish that was taught to everybody, but it should be on the company to teach people that. There should be better training than just giving people links to videos where, let's be honest, they don't say anything. It's just links to inspirational girl and every day, do it every day, or things that we've heard before, which is add 200 new people on Facebook a day, send this many messages a day. We're all going to sit together in silence on Zoom for an hour while we message 50 people. It's all like, there's no consistency from the top down, right? It's not like the company says, this is the way to behave, so we're going to train people like this, and if they don't behave like that, then they're out, which is how a normal company operates, right? You go to your introductory meeting and they say, don't be racist, don't steal pens, blah, 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 and if you do those things, then you're out of the company. That's how normal companies operate. Because of the insane sprawl through millions of networks operated across the world, different websites, different social media, private conversations, there's no way for the companies to monitor their staff members in an MLM business model. And so when people are teaching bad habits, which we've seen they so often are, those are still getting passed on just as much as the good ones are. So I just wanted to throw that out there as this is a flaw in the industry, but I am grateful for the people who are in there teaching healthier methods of, approaching people. One of the big problems with MLM, aside from the financial side of things, is the way it can damage relationships, and teaching people not to treat their friends and family as a cash cow, a customer that they just have to keep messaging to get something out of. It needs to be taught, and I'm glad that there are people like this that are teaching that, but it shouldn't be their responsibility, right? It shouldn't be on this woman to teach people across different companies what not to do to like lose their friends and family and how to make their businesses a success. It shouldn't be on this woman on the internet. We shouldn't have to cross our fingers and hope that enough people are good enough and kind enough and considerate enough that it will be okay overall. We should have a safety net in these corporations to prevent bad ethics from happening in the first place. It should be on the company. It should always be on the company.
Ask me questions. I'm going to be real with you. Are you going to make thousands of dollars the first month? No. Will you make thousands of dollars the 6th month? Most likely not. Possible, most likely not.
Most likely not.
It's a business, just like any other business, and I think that people are starting to realize that, and we have to look at it as that.
Except that it's not a business, because in a business, you have control over what you sell. That is one of the fundamental differences between actually running your own business and being in an MLM. In an MLM, as much as they like to pretend that they don't have this, I'm gonna have to put that light back on. Look how orange my hair is now. What the fuck was I talking about? Yes. It's not your own business, because in a business you have control over, well, everything. If it's your business, you have control over the products, you have control over the prices, you have control over whatever, the marketing tools, everything. When you sign up to be in these companies, you agree to not use the logo or show any products in any ways other than the pre-approved things. And if you want to do anything new, if you want to design any new sales materials, you're supposed to send them to HR to be approved before you're allowed to post them online. This is especially important in Unique, where we know that they have never ever they've never attempted to apply to be Leaping Bunny certified as animal cruelty free, as not animal cruel. They've never applied to be certified as cruelty free, despite lots of reps claiming that they are. They're not. They never have been. You don't have any say over whether the products are cruelty free. You have no say over where the ingredients come from, the carbon footprint that comes from sourcing ingredients from cheap locations, what markets you sell in. None of that is up to you. Oh, do you know what? That probably counts as this business, doesn't it? I'm going to say that counts as this business.
Be like this frantic pyramid scheme. That's why they call it that, because it used to be really icky. There really were pyramid schemes, period. Hopefully we're mostly girls. I'm talking about my period now. Just kidding. But pyramid scheme. So it never really was a pyramid scheme. There were some companies that were, I'm sure. But just to clarify that myth, a pyramid scheme is something that really doesn't have any product. It's all about just recruiting people. And It's also about, so people are spending more money on nothing, like basically just recruiting and putting money into the business and the system without ever having a product to show for it.
That's the same as your first point.
Sales, the percentages come from the money usually on the team. So like the guy at the top.
Okie dokie. Pyramid schemes don't have product. She didn't say they're illegal. Is she going to? I would really love if she did.
Genuinely does make the most money because it's trickling up from the people down below that are paying into it. But not with network marketing. Network marketing is not that at all. It's literally affiliate marketing. Just like if you were to, I don't know, rep any of the companies out there now. Like there's a million companies where you can have a coupon code and start affiliate marketing. But it's going to stick at that. It's going to stay at that. And the thing with affiliate marketing, I did it for over a year solo just to try it out, as well as growing my YouTube channel. And you're not going to make that much money off sales alone. You really aren't. But the thing...
So what's she saying there? You're not going to make that much money off sales alone, but it's basically the same as affiliate marketing. Then what is the bonus with MLM? Oh, it's you make money from recruiting. Oh, right. Which is the thing we just said was what pyramid schemes are. I understand. No, it's fine. I get it.
The thing about network marketing is I'm not making money off the person that I recruit. I never get money from their money, okay? I get money from the company. So what happens is,
oh, I see.
I'm still getting money off the team sales, okay? I'm getting money for training this person to make sales, and I will get a percentage off that person's sales, but not from their commission, okay? It's from the company.
So I understand what she's saying here. She said she doesn't take money directly from the pocket of the downline. She gets it from the company, which is a fine point to make if you're going to distinguish. I wish the other guy had made that. That's a really good point. If you are if you are an MLM person and you want to distinguish between a pyramid scheme, that's probably a fair point to make. You aren't directly taking money out of the pocket of somebody else for getting your team bonuses. At least definitely not in Unique. I don't know if I can safely say that for every company. But this one is the one that I know quite a lot about. But you have to account for what that means. What does it mean that we have to essentially split commission up this chain, and that you get your money for training? This money doesn't come out of thin air from the pockets of the people who run it. It comes out of, you know, sales from selling products. So that is why, and Unique is awful for this, there's such a huge markup on products. That is why the Unique sales group on Facebook, the official corporate one, is full of people, mostly women, saying, I can't afford to try the products because they're so expensive. That is the flaw with having to pay commission to all of these levels, right? So yes, it comes from the company, but ultimately it still harms the people that are trying to make sales because it makes their lives harder by causing the products to be more expensive, or the overall commission to be lower, to accommodate splitting that commission across more people. So she's not taking it directly from their pockets, no. But the pricing, the commissions, everything could certainly be different if you didn't have to split the commission all the way out this huge chain.
It's additional percentage on top of their pay from the product sale that goes to me, okay? It's like their way of thanking me for being able to train. So
it's not, that's a really sweet, sort of naive way of looking at it. My super cynical perspective is that's their way of incentivizing you to recruit. Them giving you this bonus for training more people, them thanking you for training more people, is encouraging, oh, train even more, get even more coming in, get even more paying for the presenter kit, get more sales in, get more, because we'll thank you for it. Financially, we'll thank you for it. It's incentivizing recruitment.
Money in this industry, it's because you do train a team and you do spend the time working with people and building their sales. So, like, know if you're with a good leader, they're going to help you grow in your business. That's the part of the game.
But again, we're not acknowledging that there's an alternative route that many, uplines. There's an alternative route that many uplines take, which is not this positive, it's because they're going to train you, they're going to help you. In many cases, they're going to bully you. They're going to pressure you into buying extra products, into working way more than you can manage, into trying to recruit other people, because that also generates money for them in the same way. We have to acknowledge that while, yes, you could be lucky and get a really ethical upline who is just grateful to be thanked for properly training somebody and who cares and who will do so in an ethical way, but the people who do so in an unethical way are rewarded the same by the company regardless. And that is a problem with the business model.
And it's so much about teamwork, you guys. Nobody should be in here getting pressured to make a lot of sales, okay? The goal should be your minimum and above. Like, when you hit your minimum, you can start increasing your sales goals, you know?
It should be, but again, it's often not. And that's because of, again, the business model.
Some people question, like, okay, well, if all that percentage is coming from the company, like, how much is that product really worth? Is it really a good product? Yes.
Great question. No. We have contradictory answers here. Unique, objectively, is not good quality. It's not good quality. I know plenty of people who have used it. I have seen plenty of photos of people who have tried it. I'm a super cheap person. There is totally no shame in loving, like, a cheap brand. Like, I'm all about it. Love a cheap brand. Who cares? But this is like a super cheap brand for the price of something's, like, top-end high street, right? And it's just, so it's not good quality. Everyone who is honest knows that, oh, there might be one or two things that people like, but the consensus is the products are not good. And they are massively overpriced. The only reason they can be overpriced is because they have to compensate for this pyramid structure. That's why they're so expensive.
So I'm sure Mac is, you know, making very little, honestly, on, I mean, they probably, I mean, Mac makes good money. I don't mean that at all.
I'm confused.
You know what I mean? Like, the percentage that they get is probably comparative because they're paying Ulta to have a storefront, to have electricity, to have rent, to have employees and things like that.
I mean, I can just guarantee you. I can very nearly 99.99999% guarantee you that the people who work at Sephora are making more money than the unique presenters watching this video.
But when you support a network marketing company and you get good product that you try and you love, what you're doing is you're supporting families. You're supporting families.
No, because if you buy your products from a store, you're supporting families so much more because you're supporting employees who get a salary. And like a lot of companies pay shit, okay? That's the way it is. But a guaranteed salary is way more. Like she said, what's the likelihood that you're going to make $1,000 by your 6th month? Very low. You're supporting somebody making an actual living wage in a store. These people make way below minimum wage in MLM. Statistically, 90% of them make way below minimum wage. Like way below. It's the super high up, fancy living the best lifestyle people that make like a normal salary, that make, you know, the kind of salary that an average job would give you, you know, after like 5 years in the workforce or something. It's strange to me that these peanuts, this piddly percentage that unique presenters get, that she thinks it's more helpful for you to give pennies to them than for you to support a company that pays its employees a fair wage. I also don't like the guilt associated with your supporting families. Like, if you don't support network marketing, you're not supporting mothers do this to spend more time with their children, and you're not supporting that. I am very happy to support families, but I would rather support families in a way that doesn't risk their finances or their mental health and will benefit them much more. And they could go and work at a company that might actually give them paid holiday, maybe some benefits, you know, just some guaranteed hours. Anything is better than this.
People say, like, it's targeted at moms or targeted at people with low self-esteem. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not like targeted at them, but those are the people that are attracted to it. Moms need something, okay?
It's not targeted at them. It's just targeted at them.
Need something to do at home that makes them feel like they're part of the family and not.
Yes, that is that is part of the manipulation of MLM. That is the companies targeting them. It's making people feel like they need to join this company. They need to pay this company. They need to work for this company to have something that makes them feel worthwhile. If you need something to make you feel worthwhile, do some charity work, you know? If you need something to make money, get a part-time job. Look into genuine work from home opportunities. Walk dogs. Anything. You do not need to provide these companies money in order to be doing something valuable. All you're doing is doing what they hate about the 9-to-5, which is making some CEO somewhere rich. That is genuinely what you're doing if you're making any sales and network marketing. You're making whatever bigwig CEO that you absolutely worship, although if it was a 9-to-5 company you would loathe, you're making them rich. That is what it is. Start a book club. You can do things in your local community. There's so much you can do to feel worthwhile, to fill that hole. Start making YouTube videos. That fills a hole, so I'm told. Foster dogs. Anything.
Obviously, they're part of the family and they work their butts off and they cook and they clean and they take care of the kids and they do all the emotional stuff. They run the errands. Like, it is a hard job. But it doesn't make somebody feel very independent. It doesn't make somebody feel like they have personal value to themselves, okay?
Is that true? If you're not in an MLM and you're a stay-at-home mother, do you not have any personal value in yourself? And I don't want to go too much off of the lefty liberal deep end that I so often do, but again, this is part of the whole American dream angle that these MLMs capitalize on. It's a very modern capitalist idea that to have worth, to have personal worth, you have to be working. You have to be working in a way that is producing money for a company. Like, that doesn't define your self-worth. You can produce art without selling art, and it's just as much value. You can get just as much personal value from that as if you were selling it. You don't have to be making money to be doing something worthwhile. I hate that that's how we feel. It just makes me really sad, and it's something that MLMs really capitalize on, which you can tell because of the way that even this fairly ethical worker is still like hooked into.
We end up being at-home moms, and not every mom planned to be an at-home mom. Like, moms have passion, moms have needs to give back to the world too. And
you're not, I'm just gonna, one more time, you're not giving back to the world by being in an MLM. And you can get value, you can fulfill all of those needs by doing things other than joining a network marketing company.
So it's not...
I feel like we've covered this and I'm going to move on.
So I think a lot of it is attached to it, and there's a lot of empowerment because it is so full of women in this industry. That is actually very magical and it's very cool. It creates a community of women that want something more, that are passionate, that want to grow, that want to be positive.
Is that, do I get grow your business now? Because we've talked about your business and we've talked about expanding your team, and I feel like I'm owed grow your business now. I'm gonna say yeah.
There's a lot of negativity because there's a lot of people stuck in negative mindsets and negative places, but that doesn't mean that anybody's trying to make them do anything. There's actually a lot of confidence building, and there's a lot of fear because of things like the camera, you know, and then now we're like front and center and it feels so scary, and you have to like be so confident and come into yourself. And
yeah, like I would consider that a flaw. If you don't want to be that person, you're not that confident person, you don't like being on camera, it makes you feel uncomfortable. But you have to be, that's her words, not mine, you have to be in front of the camera. And yeah, being in front of the camera is brilliant for building your confidence long term. But you shouldn't be obligated to do anything. At least if you're obligated to do something at a job, you're being properly compensated for all the time you spend doing that. In MLM, if you're obligated to do something that you really don't want to do, you can also get nothing back from that, or be losing money while it's happening. That is the worst deal I've ever heard of.
But there's absolutely no negative intentions. In fact, there's insanely positive intentions. A lot of women actually do join these businesses for the community because...
And I would urge them all to join communities instead. Join a book club. What are you reading lately, by the way? Throw that in the comments. I'll know if you watched this buried bit of the video by whether or not you tell me what book you're reading. I'm reading The Three-Body Problem.
I know my company has no fees. I mean, you buy a starter kit.
Yeah. You don't have no fees. It costs £100 to join. When you join the official corporate calls, which I would like to throw back to, if you haven't watched that video, by the way, where we watched corporate training, unique corporate training, where they talk about how important recruitment is. They also talk about how you should be doing videos showing the products all the time. You're supposed to do, according to this corporate training video, you're supposed to do a video every single day, and that should include showing off new products. So yes, there's not a monthly subscription fee like in other companies, but Unique massively promotes buying the product, which again is exactly the reason why people in the Facebook group who watch those things complain that they can't recommend products because they can't afford to try them themselves because they're too expensive.
But after that, we have no fees and no requirements really to buy. There's like, I think $125 in like 9 months, really, when you look at the long term, like before you're even not part of the company. So a lot of
so there is a requirement. There technically is a money requirement. There technically is a financial requirement, and also the pressure from corporate to buy products for yourself to try. So I'm just saying that's misleading.
It means it's a group of really positive people that can empower you and better your life in ways beyond money. And while empowering yourself and improving your life beyond money, money will start trickling in because your energy is going to change and you're going to become more magnetic. And
ooh, I'm gonna say citation needed there. Quite a cynical person. Quite a cynical person. I don't know if you can legitimately claim that as your energy improves, you'll become more magnetic and therefore the money will come, right? Manifestation. That's the other MLM thing that is, you know, bullshit. She's trying to make it like join MLM for other reasons, join for the community, join to better yourself. But she's still throwing in that and then the money will come.
anybody can sign up no matter what your education level is. It doesn't matter if you graduated high school, it doesn't matter if you've been to prison, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter, and you are accepted and loved, and we will encourage you to grow as a person. And so I just think that,
which again is, I can understand where she's drawing the positive from. I just think, you know, that's an indictment of society as a whole, that we aren't accepting of people who have been to prison, etc., that, you know, so many doors are closed off. I think things like that are getting better. The MLM side, the cynical view you can take is that MLM takes advantage of those people who struggle to get into other industries and other employment because of lack of education or something in their past. MLM takes advantage of that by saying, well, you can do this. And then those people who are struggling financially still have to buy the starter kit and get that $125, pounds, whatever, sales a year. And that might be an enormous amount. It might not be an enormous amount to her, but it's probably an enormous amount to some of those people in the struggling groups that she's talking about. And they can't do it for as long as she's, oh, you know, you have to put in the time. It's not overnight. Well, a lot of those people can't afford to do it for that long. I would like her to be honest enough to say that that is a position some people could be in, and they should not join the company because it's more of a financial risk to them.
Best, coolest part about this industry, period. It's just really empowering. It's really inspiring, and it really does help a lot of people. That extra. You can be,
I just thought of this, you can be anyone, unless you're someone who decides to leave the business, and then you will be shunned.
$500 to $1,000 a month that most people end up making is just...
No, they don't. Most people don't end up making that. We know the statistics. Don't be naughty. Does that count as facts that are just wrong? I might stick that in facts that are just wrong. Yeah.
It's like, that can be a game changer for a family. That's a car.
It can be a game changer for a family. Just like losing the money that you put into an MLM. Remember, this isn't just Unique as well. Unique is one of the cheaper ones to join and maintain. But she's advertising this to people in all network marketing companies. So that could be a hugely beneficial amount of money to make for the people who make it. It can be a hugely damaging amount of money to lose the money that you have to put into these companies for plenty of other people that she's encouraging to join.
That's utility bills.
You should not have to pay to earn money from working. You should not have to pay to earn money from working. You should not have to pay to earn money from working. We have minimum wage for a reason. But the reason we have those things is because we acknowledge that people need a certain amount to survive. MLM operates outside of that, and it makes vague promises and sort of loose ideas of when and how you could make money. And whatever happens, you're promoting their products and you're working for them. You're putting time into working for them. You might get nothing from doing 40 hours a week. That's not a risk that you should be taking.
You've just like given yourself a support system. You've given yourself a bunch of people that are going to help you and empower you and help validate you and grow you as a person for who you are. You're not molded into some like thing. Like,
yes, you are. You are molded into some kind of thing. I'll tell you why I know that. Because I've made an MLM bingo card, because we can see the exact same mentality, the same phrases, the same unethical behaviors, the same photos, the same manipulation, the same disregard for facts, disregard for evidence, the same financial manipulations, etc., 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 across all MLMs. Maybe not everyone is pushed into that mold, but there is a mold.
But then that other person is going to feel really connected to me because of something like that, you know? And maybe it's not even about makeup. Maybe it's like about some health thing that they have or something, you know? So
Yes, we can only connect with other people using products. Products and product sales are how we connect with other humans.
You're gonna find your tribe. No matter who you are, somebody...
God, I kind of wish I had Find Your Tribe on this card.
will be connected to you, because once you're yourself and you just like shine, those people will just find you. You have to be consistent enough for those people to find you. So that's why a lot of people quit. There's a huge turnover rate, you know, like it takes a long time. It's like dedication to something that you don't see a lot of results for a really long time. But once you grow yourself, you start seeing results. And once the results start coming and you keep going,
the part of the implication here is that everybody who starts an MLM and isn't making money for a long time needs to grow. And I just want to say that, you know, if you join an MLM and it's not going well and you quit, that is a perfectly sensible, I think that is the best thing you can do. It doesn't mean you didn't grow yourself enough. It doesn't mean you're not a good enough person. My whole issue with the whole, like, people just don't stay in long enough. People don't work hard enough. It's like, if it was that simple, 90% of people wouldn't fuck that up. I don't believe that 90% of people don't work hard enough. I've seen people ruin themselves, working themselves to death, and losing so much.
But it's like little steps that build something amazing and huge that most people aren't willing to get gritty enough to get through. Okay? That's why people...
What does it mean to get gritty enough to get through something? It makes it sound like part of the MLM journey is shit, that sucks, that you have to get through, which is probably accurate. What is the gritty part? Is it putting the financial payments in? Like, there shouldn't be a gritty part in your job. Like, sometimes we have to take jobs we don't love. I've worked fast food. It happens, okay? As like an adult in my career, there's not gritty stages I have to... there's not a period of, you know, however long they say it takes, 2 years or whatever, where I don't make any money, that I have to just get through before I can start earning money. I don't know what this gritty period is. I'm not a fan of how it sounds.
People quit, that's why people get mad, that's why people hate on the industry, because they're hating on themselves. And I hate to say it that way, but I really feel like when I watch the anti-MLM videos, when I watch the hate videos on MLM...
Not hate. I don't know, I've not seen anything lately that's hate. None of mine are hate. I can totally use that for haters. Calling it hate is a way to not actually listen to constructive criticism. I don't hate anyone. I certainly don't hate this lady or anyone she's talking to. I don't hate anyone in the MLM community. I want the best for them. That's the point. Comes from a place of love.
Really, like, look at their perspective, and I'm just thinking, dang, like, that person had a negative experience and is blaming it on the industry because one person didn't do something.
Yes, that's on my bingo card! Blaming people, not the company, not the industry. That's totally fine. Maybe I should change that to company/industry. The problems, I've already described this a bunch of times in this video and others, but like, the problem is rife throughout the industry because the business model allows for them. The business model and the companies let unethical people who provide these negative experiences benefit just the same as people who act ethically. That is a problem with the business model and the companies who adopt it. You can't just take all responsibility away from these companies and say that anything any representative does ever can never be linked back to the company that also says that it provides great training and a user agreement. And it's like, you have to acknowledge that this is a problem in this industry for a reason. It's rife in this industry for a reason. The people, otherwise, what is it? People who do MLM are inherently worse? She was just saying how it's a community that is really great and kind and wonderful. I'm just gonna, hey, don't mind me. I'm just gonna slap some after sun on my one bit of red arm. It's like there was somebody stood behind me with a big lamp pointing at just wherever I had this one arm. What the fuck were we talking about? Problems with the industry, unethical business model. You can't just blame the individual while also saying that everybody involved in MLM is a really kind, supportive community. Carry on.
Right. Here's the thing. The company does not employ us. We are our own entities. And so when somebody in network marketing does something icky, everyone thinks everyone in network marketing.
No, when an enormous amount of people in network marketing do the exact same icky things, and then you go and watch videos of corporate teaching people to do icky things, again, unique, specifically the company that she's in and has experience with. We just looked at corporate teaching those icky things. That is demonstrably the company, right? Not the individuals. Then we think there's something wrong with MLM, because clearly there is some mentality here. There is something coming down from on high. There is something missing in this business model that is causing this to happen. We're not seeing one thing and being like, it is all shit. It's one person saying, I had this shitty experience, and then 10 other people saying, I had the exact same experience. And then people thinking, well, maybe there's something going on there. So I think this is misrepresenting the issue.
Does something icky, okay? No, not the case. That one individual did something icky and maybe trained a bunch of individuals to do something icky, but I guarantee you the company...
And the company allows that. The company, in many cases, like I say, encourages that, say through their training. They see these negative things happening, and if they're making the money, they let it slide because they're unethical.
School ideas because of fear-based tactics, because they want something right now, because they don't understand. Here's another piece that people...
So they don't understand because they have not been properly trained by the company they represent. You're called reps, right? It is acknowledged. That's why there are so many rules on what you can and can't do that you sign up to in your user agreement, because everyone knows and acknowledges you represent this company. As a result, you should be trained to do the correct thing. There shouldn't be people selling products for a company doing icky things because they don't know or understand that they're bad. It should be the company's responsibility to tell people that those things are bad.
If you sign up under me, I am never your boss. I am never your boss. You are your own boss. Your actions...
Oh, you're your own boss. Yeah.
Not the company's. That is an individual running their business wrong and using manipulation sometimes, because...
It's like if the United Kingdom decided to scrap all the laws that made murder illegal. And then when people started murdering and not getting prosecuted and having no consequences, and there's murders left, right, and centre, it's like somebody coming on Instagram and saying, that's on the individual, not the country. No way! The entire world would be like, that country made a huge mistake. They need to enforce laws to impose specific behaviour on people who will take advantage of the system. Long-term success means slow results. You're building relationships, you're helping people in a real way, it's not working out usually at first, it's just like your spousal relationship, you know? That's not how my spousal relationship went. It didn't start off going badly, but we powered through until it went okay. Is that her relationship? I thought her guy was the bomb.com. That is an interesting thing to say.
It's really exciting at first, and then there's a lot of hiccups, and then there's like issues and things there's fights, there's like, it's a business, it's relationships, it's a networking business.
I don't like this idea she has that all relationships get to a point where there's loads of hiccups and arguing, and that's not how my job went, that's not how my relationship went, that's not how my friendships have gone. Like, sometimes in life there are hiccups, but it's not like there's a massive zone of shit that you have to... The gritty part, I suppose that's what she means by the gritty bit. There's not this massive gritty void of horror that you have to push through to get to something good on the other side.
You have to know how to behave and how to encourage people.
But you don't, do you? You don't have to know how to behave or how to encourage people. Again, this is her thinking like, I behave in this ethical way, that's how I recruit, that's how I do my business. so everyone must do it, even though she's just acknowledged that there are individuals who do things wrong. You don't have to know how to. You can be, like she said earlier, you can be anyone and sign up. You can be the least ethical person ever, and you can still sign up and build a team and grow your group and have people under you, and you can bully them and do all the icky things that she doesn't like. That is a problem with the company.
You can have like a niche-ish. Is that a thing? A niche-ish?
A niche-ish?
I don't know, but
you should be flexible.
I don't think in this industry you should really have like, I mean, you might be able to have a niche, but if you have a niche, you should be like amazing at it. Like you need to stand out at that niche. Otherwise, I think in this industry, it's better to be interesting. I think you should have like 3 to 5 niches, and you should rotate between them.
Isn't that asking quite a lot of people? You should have 3 to 5 niches. This is business we're talking about as well, where like cornering a niche in the market is super, super difficult to do. You should have 3 to 5.
And learn to find value in those relationships, because maybe somebody never joins your team. Maybe somebody never buys a product for you, but maybe they teach you something really cool, or they give you some sort of value, or maybe their friend sees you through that person for a different reason.
Yeah, you use people to get to their friends. That's the end. It ended super abruptly. This seems to happen on Instagram. It's not like it was like a reel and never it cut off briefly. It's 33 minutes and 1 second, and she stops halfway through a sentence. So like, I'm guessing it was very near the end and it got cut off in processing. I don't know. And next time I'll do screenshots and little things, and then I'll see where we're at. So, but that was pretty good. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles. Some of them were like close, like you have to put in the work effort. I might add time into there because it's the same kind of vibes. Like you didn't do it for long enough, you didn't work hard enough. It's the same kind of guilt thing, you know. But I'm pretty happy with the bingo overall, and that was an interesting video. I do think like it's a person with her heart in the right place, but who just has blinders on to how the industry and the business model is responsible, and the company. Like I said, this is unique that she is in and drawing her information from. And yet we have proof. We have gone through video evidence of people in unique corporate who are in charge of training, teaching people to do unethical things. And yet somebody like this, because she feels as though she behaves in an ethical way, and she definitely does in comparison to a lot of other people, she has blinders on to how the company or the industry should change to prevent the icky people from hurting others. And that's why the industry has such a bad reputation. I thought that was a really interesting one. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you think should be different? What do you think of bingo? I would like to say a huge thank you to my giant chickens on Patreon: Amber, Connla Chicken Maximus, Lyons, goddammit Connla, ChicFilADeathFries, and blacknoisyblue, the blue minipxl. Thank you so much. You guys are so wonderful. Thank you to everyone for watching. Do subscribe if you're not already, so that you don't miss the next one. Maybe like the video, give it a share if you enjoyed it. All my social medias and thingamabobs are in the description. Have a lovely week, and I will see you very soon.